Alright, guys. Welcome back. So, Nintendo just had their E3, and I have to say, for the most part, I enjoyed most of it. There was a couple things that I was like, they weren't my game, so it was like, okay, cool. People happy for those people. Can't wait to get something that I enjoy. So it was like, overall, enjoyed it. A couple games, I was like, alright, not for me, but hey, that's everybody watching it, right? So yeah, I'm still shocked for the ending part, so I'm trying to get my mind. Just finished watching it. So, okay. So right off the bat, they announced a new Smash Bros. Character, which, everybody was expecting. And the minute I saw the horse, I was like, okay, yep, Dragon Quest. Never played Dragon's Quest, so it's not really a character for me. But, you know, it was definitely a cool announcement. I wanted to play the series, and maybe getting a chance to play as the character in Smash Bros. May make me jump over. And I think that's what a lot of the game makers are hoping, that people get attached to the character in Smash Bros. And be like, oh, let me go check out their game. It was interesting because it looks like you may get to play as all the heroes, and I'm not sure if that's like if that's true or if you can switch in and out. It didn't really give too much information, but it would be cool if, like, in the middle of the game, you could switch between characters and be different one of these guys. I think that would be kind of unique to the gameplay, unless these are like support characters that just come in and do one quick move and bounce back. That's probably what it is. But I think it would be cool if you pick like an RPG game where there's multiple main characters, but you can switch in and out through battle, and you get new abilities as you go. Maybe for the future. So yeah, it was cool. And then right after that, they went kind of right into the Dragon Quest, which I've seen enough of to be like, all right, it looks like a cool game. I don't know if I'd get it, but it's Dragon Quest 11. So for you guys, it was cool the way the E3 kind of started. They have King Koopa here, or as Bowser, as most people call him nowadays, thinking that he's supposed to be the Bowser that it is. It was kind of a good way to introduce the new president of Nintendo of America. So, you know what? I think it was a great little intro to kind of help bring a little laughter to it and be like, okay, good use of your name to bring it in. So yeah, that was nice. I could talk about the Direct all day, so we're not going to spend too much time on things that I don't find particularly interesting, but I will bring it up. Luigi's Mansion 3. I was so happy to see this. One building, it looks like, which what I was looking for. I like Luigi Mansion 1, right? Great game. Luigi Mansion's Dark Moon. It was fun, but it got repetitive real quickly for me. Having to go through 3 different mansions, and the way it was set up, kind of like not so much open world, but more like play a level, go back. Play a level, go back. Having to talk to the professor, I can't even think of his name right now, but having to talk to him every single time you like finish the thing really broke up. To me, I like the way the first one was, where it felt like I was exploring the whole mansion, going where I could go, and not always feeling like it was just like a level stop, level stop, level stop. This does make it look like it's more on the more on that kind of like field, where it looks like you're really walking through Luigi's Mansion and kind of being like in this one game. So hopefully that's what it is. They had a lot of cool moves that they showed off. New ways to battle the ghosts, where you can jump up and throw like a burst to spread them out, which I thought was kind of cool. I think it makes it seem like there's going to be a lot of ghosts that can come at you and overwhelm you, and that's kind of what I think all these new moves are, to make the game like kind of like a hard mode. It is going to be available this year. They still haven't given us an exact date, so is what it is. I like it overall. I mean, there's still answers that I want, but I think it's going to be more open world, so that makes me happy. And then obviously, we had to get our Legend of Zelda, and it looks good. It looks fun. It's definitely, it's definitely my must buy of the year for my game. And then all of a sudden, they're like, hey, so how about this little feature for added bonus? So hey, go out, create your own um dungeons basically. So what, Legend of Zelda Maker? I was kind of hoping they would make a game like this at some point because of the way Mario is going, and I think they just gave us their first look um at the step towards that. I was thinking just Super Nintendo version, dungeon making, that kind of graphic style. But if you can create your own little dungeons here and play them that way, I'm all for that. That is way better than I thought. So yeah, Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening plus a Legend of Zelda little like dungeon maker. I hope that they take that and they run with it and they make their own little like whole game with more features and work their way up, because I think it'd be cool to have like Hyrule Field, right? And you can put dungeons on either end and just have like creatures that pop up on the field. You can battle them, go to each dungeon, and when you're done, you go back to the castle and you unlock the gate. You get to fight Ganon. And depending on the game, you can make whatever Ganon you want to be in that, and you fight him. And depending on which Ganon, he has different abilities. He looks different. He fights differently, and you can beat your own little game. I think that would be awesome. I know, wishful thinking, probably will never happen, but some of us like to hope, right? Okay, and then next up, this was one of the games that wasn't really for me. The Fire Emblem Three Houses. It looks cool, but I don't think I'm gonna ever get into it. And then all of a sudden, right after that, they show me Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil, so it's kind of my favorite horror game, I guess you could say. It wasn't anything special. They just show 5 and 6 after they show this little video, and I'm like, okay, cool. So basically, almost all the Resident Evil now are available on the Switch. Um, it is what it is. I have all the old ones, so I wasn't like, oh, this was great. It was like, okay, cool, I like playing it. I kind of wish at this point, if you're gonna put a lot of your old games onto the new consoles, like instead of just being like a quick little remaster, add like a couple little features. I know, I guess that takes more time, and they might charge more because of the extra time, but I think it would sell the game a little bit more to put in a little effort to be like, all right, we have these new weapons, new hard mode or new time mode or stuff like that. I'm not saying Resident Evil in general. I'm just saying all. Just add a little bit just to give new players a chance, old players a reason to replay the game more than just nostalgia, right? Okay, and then we get No More Heroes 3. I've never played any of the No More Heroes games, so I kind of like the way this looks. I like the attitude of the character, and it's kind of drawing me in. And I'm like, okay, I probably should check out the other ones, or should I just play the third one? I'm not really sure. But yeah, he looks cool. Game looked cool. So that was fun. Something that I wasn't expecting. So the next game though. Ah, okay. So yeah, I'm a big Contra fan, right? That's understandable for a lot of people that grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, right? Contra was awesome. And then I saw this trailer, and they named the character, and then they say, like, the Alien Wars, and I'm like, alright, so is this supposed to be, a new Contra game? And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that so much. So, yeah, it wasn't I'm not feeling it. So 3D Contra, I've never really liked. I'm more of a 2D Contra fan. Um, maybe this new style will re-engage new fans into Contra and allow more Contra games to come out. But I love Contra 1, Super Contra or Super C, Alien Wars for the Super Nintendo, um, and then right after that I bought Contra Legacy Wars, I think it was, for the PS1. Yeah, I don't know if it's just not a good game for me because I didn't like playing in 3D, but I didn't like it. I played first 2 levels and I was done. I was like, yeah, this isn't what I wanted. Doesn't mean it was a bad game. Just means it wasn't the type of game for me. So when I see this, I'm like, oh, new Contra game, cool. And then it's 3D. I was a little disappointed. I will give it a chance. Don't get me wrong. I will give it a chance and wait for it to come out and check it out. But I hope it does well, just so they keep making Contra games and maybe they go do some more 2D ones again. I liked all the efforts they've done in the past to try to keep redoing it. I even like the ones in the Wii. The Rebirth, was that the ones in the Wii? I like those. Those are fun. So Neo Contra was, I like that one too. It at least gave me a feel. I never beat it, but sometimes you don't need to beat a game to like a game. As long as it brings enjoyment when you first play it, it was like, all right. So yeah, all right, moving on. So what do we got next? Okay, so next on the list, this game wasn't really for me, so I kind of like, I wouldn't say zoned out, but I was like, I've seen this game many times, waiting for it, so not really my thing. But it's coming out soon. Oh, sorry about that, guys. All right, we're back. So September for all you fans out there. A little bit of Pokemon news. I mean, we just had a direct, so it wasn't really on my mind. I'm like, all right, game can be played on the floor. That's cool. I like this game. Well, I guess I've never played this game, but I like the way the game looked. I'm kind of excited for it to come out. I want to try it, but still, really, there's really no way to tell if it's good yet. I think it has a cool premise, but we'll have to wait and see. And then for me, this was one of the bigger titles that I can't wait to play. Marvel Alliance 3, or Ultimate Alliance. And the fact at the end, they're like, hey, so, little add-on packs, which obviously they're going to try to make their money off of it. So July 19th, 2019, I'm going to have to get this one. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, Expansive Pass today, featuring content, the X-Men. Finally. I mean, it's not until fall, so I'm probably going to wait to get the full game then, so I have everything at once. But X-Men's my favorite Marvel characters. I'm not saying the X-Men movie. I'm saying the X-Men themselves. So yeah, that was excited to see. And then moving on from there, we had Sonic and Mario in the Olympic Games. I mean, we can expect that. It does look fun. I will say that overall, it looks like it's going to be a fun game. And then right after that, they show up with Animal Crossing. Now, at first, I was like, all right, this is Animal Crossing, right? I've never played Animal Crossing games. Never really been my thing, for the fact that I just never played it. Maybe if I played it, I'd like it, but I was like, all right, looks like a cool little, life journey kind of game, I guess you'd call it, where you just kind of like do stuff every day. I do like some of those games. They're fun. But as you get older, it's harder to waste time in those games when you kind of want some adventure style games that last long, but some games are just like sit down, play, beat, and move on. So I was like, all right, cool, Animal Crossing. Yeah, so the Animal Crossing fans, they're happy, right? So let's move on to the next thing. Now, they did a kind of like a highlight reel of a bunch of games, and I was like, okay, nothing spectacular. This was cool though. Like, this really got me. I like, what a great way to get you into it. So let's watch. Donkey Kong. I kind of wish they'd do a Donkey Kong cartoon like this style right now. I mean, slapstick, funny. I think that'd be great. Then all of a sudden, I thought this was a golden key at first. And now that I see it again, I'm like, oh, it's a golden puzzle piece. And now that definitely gives it away. And great. It looks great, animated well. I kind of hope this is how the movies go when they make Nintendo movies, which hopefully Mario looks great. And then all of a sudden you get, wait for it. Okay, bird flapping his wings. What's this? Shadow. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, they did it. Sweet. I'm like so thrilled. And then all of a sudden, you duck hunt. Like, that was perfect. I have to say, that was a good way. And then I was a little worried. I'm like, is Nintendo trolling us? Like, are they just now going to introduce, like, Cuphead or something? Or some random character no one really wants? Yeah. I was worried at first. I was like, alright, what are they doing? It's like, oh, yeah, you got me. You got me, Nintendo. And then, it's like, alright. Oh, is it happening? Yeah, alright, there we go. And now we finally get it. For all their glory. I'm like, you know what? That was a great way. A great way to end it. And I was sitting there and thinking, I'm like, okay, is that the way we're going to end the show? Is that the final way? I was like, and then he starts talking. He's like, oh, I got a little secret. And I'm like, okay. Or I got one more thing to show you. I'm like, all right, what is it going to be? Now, I'm sitting here and I'm like, all right, let's analyze this. I'm like, green? I'm like, what is this game? I mean, it'd have to be a pretty big game. I'm like, I didn't want to get my hopes up. Then I saw this screen and I was like, all right, purple, black, looks like Legend of Zelda. Ooh, the guy, well, I'm still not getting my hopes up. I'm like, no, I don't, this could be like some random thing they're doing for a tie-in for something. I'm like, okay, Zelda on a mechanical elephant something. I'm like, oh, Link. I'm like, okay, are they doing it? Are they actually doing a sequel to Breath of the Wild? I'm like, all right, okay. And I'm like, all right, now at this point, I'm like, show me. Don't be a little too teaser. Show me more. And then it looks like there's this evil entity still underneath the castle or underneath Hyrule. Is this the main villain actually that was controlling Ganon maybe? And that's why Ganon was in this big evil monster creature beast instead of like a human form? Or is that really Ganon's first body form, as I'm thinking right now? Like, maybe that's the original Ganon. He's just been controlling everything for so long, and that's what Ganon actually looks like from long ago. Who knows? Just throwing out random stuff. And I'm like, all right, Hyrule, same Breath of the Wild game, sweet. And then I was like, yes. Now, the only problem I disliked about it was the sequel, Legend of Breath of the Zelda, is now in development. And it's like, does that mean we're like 2 years, maybe more away from the game? I don't like the word development because it's like, that could be like 2 years from now. And at that point, we're over 4.5 years from the last game. Like, I was hoping that maybe because they were doing a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, if they did do one, it would speed up development and, we would have a game next year, like 3.5 years. 4.5 almost puts it like they built the whole game all over again. Hopefully that's not the case. I don't want to see them doing sequels to games that take as long as it was when they created brand new properties. So hopefully it's next year. And hopefully it's next year. I could say maybe at the 4-year mark, March of 2021, but I would like to see, 2020, but who knows? So that's the Nintendo E3. Up until that video, I was like, all right, it was pretty good of a direct. I'm like, all right, I still think I like the Square Enix. I keep wanting to say Squaresoft. Square Enix one more. And then I was like, all right, Nintendo one's pretty good, but I still think I like the Square Enix one more. And then all of a sudden, they show that one. I'm like, all right, Nintendo, you did it. You ended it well to the point where I'm like, that's a good one. The overall direct, some games for me, some games not for me, but there's a bunch of games that I like that I'm thrilled. Not many that are like, oh, I wasn't expecting that one. So it's kind of like, overall, I still think maybe Square Enix was the better direct for games that I don't keep up on. That I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, that's cool. Um, the one game that we did overlook for some reason because it was really quick, Panzer Dragoon. I wasn't expecting that one for the Switch. Okay, that looks cool. The Dark Crystal one, overlooked that one because I wasn't really into Dark Crystal. But Panzer Dragoon, I just kind of forgot about it. But that was also nice that they're making that for the Switch. But otherwise than that, I was like, all right, most of these games I keep hearing from every direct, every update, so there wasn't too many surprises. But that one, that did it. That made it great. Square Enix, I still think because I don't keep track of them as often, was a better direct for me because I don't keep track of their games. I wasn't expecting the stuff on that one. So Nintendo's still up there. Square Enix, both of them are probably definitely the two best ones of E3, and then Xbox below that, and then everybody else. We're not even going to count them. So yeah, all right, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what was your best part of the Nintendo Direct, and how long you think Legend of Zelda is going to take, even though it's a sequel. All right, guys, keep on gaming. I'll catch you later. If you like the video, share, like, hit the bell, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right.